If you happen to have missed out on the Puma Clyde All Pro, which to me was one of the best shoes of that year and still one of my favorite shoes to play in today, then don't worry. I know that the All Pro 2 has not released yet, but it's coming. However, if you wanted something that kind of supplements that right away, you might want to go for these. The Stewie 2s are badass. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys or bad girls right here. This is the Puma Stewie 2s, the second iteration of the Breonna Stewart signature line with Puma. These feel better than the first one, believe it or not. The first ones were really good, but these just feel awesome. Like, they really feel like a pair of the Clyde All Pros, which were one of the best Kobe alternatives, in my opinion, that we've ever had. And this feels just like that. So again, if you're looking for something that is going to fill that void of like, there's no more Kobe, or at least Kobe's are pretty unattainable, go for these. I think that you'll really enjoy them.
I guarantee it.
These guys right here are in the Ruby colorway. These are a little bit different than one of the newest colorways, which is called the Earth colorway. These are the ones that I would probably recommend most people. Like, I think that they both feel phenomenal on foot, but I'll get into why in just a little bit. So first things first, this outsole is incredible feeling. The pattern itself is pretty untraditional, but there's a bunch of stuff in there that's very reminiscent of traditional traction. So at the very tip of the forefoot, we have what looks like herringbone, even though it's not. Right underneath that, kind of a radial pattern, even though it's not. And then behind that, or in the back, is just this weird ass stuff, and I don't know what that is, but most people don't use their heels anyway, so it's not a big deal. I will say though that between the two versions, the Earth colorway feels a little bit tackier or grippier than the red ones right here, even though both of them feel amazing on our little hardwood floor over there. So if you wanted the best traction or the most optimal traction, I'd probably go for this colorway just because the rubber compound within the color, like when you dye the rubber, it changes the chemical makeup of the shoe just a little bit. Not the shoe, the traction. So that's what I would go with, is this guy right here. That's not the only reason why I'd go with this colorway. Again, I'll break that down in a little bit, but either way, whichever one you pick, I think that you're gonna be good to go, at least indoors. Outdoors, the rubber's really soft, so if you're expecting something like this to last, it's really not going to, so caution on that side. However, if you are indoors and you're on a dusty floor, just know that you're gonna have to wipe periodically because all of these grooves or lines are really tight together, so they're gonna get like caked up and stuff, but just a quick simple wipe and you should be good to go. Now, I was trying to find out what their foam compound is for the midsole itself, and I can't find any information. However, there are the little dots that you'll see on like certain midsoles, like in Air Jordan 11, the new versions, not the originals. So I think that that is typically an indication of compression molded EVA. It's supposed to be a little bit more dense, but it also lasts a little bit longer when compared to regular EVA or injected EVA, even though it feels bouncy, like in hand and on foot, like it feels really good. So maybe it is injected EVA and it's just like a new style. Either way, the midsole feels awesome. It also feels pretty lightweight. And then in the rear, we actually have a nitro infused puck. It's just like the All Pros, a lot of the Mellows as well. So the Mellow 2s had heel and forefoot nitro infused pucks, whereas the original Mellows, the 1.0s, was just in the heel. So if you like the way that all of that stuff feels, then you're probably going to like these as well. The insoles on both colorways are actually different, which is surprising. So they're both Ortholite style, glued down like crazy, and it's a little difficult to get up. So you might want to use a hair dryer, because I've already ripped this one.
No, God, please, no!
But anyways, the red or ruby pair has a blue Ortholite in there, and then the Earth colorway actually has a yellow Ortholite in there. So a little bit different, but not to the point to where it would make a huge difference, you know, performance-wise. Now the uppers are where things really get different. I'm gonna break down this one right here first, and then we'll talk about the Earth one afterwards. But basically, we have a full synthetic build right here. We have a lot of textiles for the main body, and then we have fuse overlays in the high wear areas, like in the toe, the eye stays, the form strip, all of that kind of good stuff. But they've actually implemented their power tape on there too, which is the shiny kind of like red looking stuff. So that is, I can't remember the name of the shoe. It was the yellow one or the orange one. Mac McClung wore them in the dunk contest.
Hold on. Puma Rise Nitro.
Thank you.
You can say it.
Oh, why?
Because.
Why does it matter?
I didn't give it a good delivery.
Go again.
It's the Puma Rise Nitro.
You think that's a better delivery?
It's the Puma Rise Nitro.
That's a little sultry right there. Don't know if they deserve that.
Jackson did a great review, performance review on it.
Yes, it's a great shoe. It just wasn't very durable on the outsole. Awesome shoe though. But anyways, that same stuff is on this guy right here. You could see it, that it's in strategic areas. Basically, it's supposed to add or enhance the support of the upper and everything, make those areas a little bit tighter and give it less stretch. even though, like I said, everything is pretty much standard as far as like modern builds go. So if you've played in the All Pros and all that stuff, or whatever the other shoes are, then you're pretty much gonna get that similar performance in this as well. One of the things that I like that they've added is a very similar feature to the Mellow 1.0s, which is one of my favorite shoes from them, is the forefoot area. They have nylon cables right there, so it gives that forefoot just a little bit extra lockdown. However, the rest of the eye stay is fairly traditional, so you just got, you know, holes punched in there and everything, and you're pretty much good to go. They're kind of an interesting cut and everything, so they are low tops, but they rise up in the back. Funny enough, I thought that that was gonna be a problem. Sometimes that can like hit you in the back of the heel or your Achilles and everything, and so far they feel awesome, so I don't think that that's actually going to be an issue. Now, the Earth colorway is a little bit different. I don't know if these are going to cost a little bit more than the original pair. If they're about the same price, then I would really go for this one. However, even if there's a small price difference, again, I would probably go for the Earth version, just because I really like that they use the same exact tech specs, but the upper right here is just completely different. So this feels more like a jacquard knit. So if you're going to take things way back in the YouTube realm, the Dame 2s, very similar stuff. The only thing that I will say is that this is a little stiff, especially compared to this. When I have them both on feet though, they feel pretty good. So like, I don't think that they're gonna have like too big of an issue either way. It does not have the power tape in there, but they do still mimic the lines. Again, I just think that this is just a better build overall. I think it also looks better too. One other thing about the Earth colorway is that it's not just about the Earth. It actually uses recycled materials, so that's what the upper is made out of and everything. So and the rear of the shoe has a hefty, I'm talking hefty, heel counter in there. I do know that there is an external one that you can see. That's actually just a visual thing. It's an aesthetic piece. Even though it looks like it's functional, it's a good design in my opinion when you do something like that. But like I was saying in here, it's a good one, man. It's huge. You're gonna have nice lockdown in there. It's gonna keep your foot on the footbed, especially in the rear. That's what true ankle support is, making sure that that whole shoe fits one-to-one. That way you avoid any movement or slipping or any disconnect between your foot and the product itself. Now, I'm not here to place bets on anything or anything like that. All I could do is just give you guys my personal thoughts on the shoe itself. I think that this right here is probably going to end up being one of, if not the best basketball shoe of 2023.
Wow.
Has nothing to do with the athlete, has nothing to do with the brand. It's just the way that I feel based off of having them on, feeling them, knowing what I like personally, knowing how Kobe's feel. This feels very similar, if not damn near identical to those All Pros, which is still, again, one of the best shoes that's out. If you can find a pair of those, I'd highly recommend it still. So the only thing that I would say that feels slightly different between the two models, like the All Pro and these, is that this one feels like it's a little bit more raised in the heel. You could feel a little bit more of a heel to toe drop. Not anything drastic, it's just noticeable to me. So I don't know if everybody's gonna notice it, but that's the only real difference, other than the materials are a little bit stiffer. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, that's where you're gonna have to, you know, really pay attention, because these shoes are in women's sizing, but they do come in extended women's sizing, just not super large. So this guy right here is actually a 10.5, which is my personal size, and then this guy right here is an 11, so it's a 9.5.
And which one fits better?
They feel like they're the insame, like it's weird. Like I was like surprised. I was kind of like, what the hell? So I ended up doing the finger and the back thing. Hey. And this one obviously fits me more snug, so this is the one that I would personally go with to play in. But this one, damn near the same thing. So what I would recommend is, if possible, go with your true size, but going up half a size for some people might still be a viable option. Do not go down half a size though. Usually I do go down half a size because of boxy toes and stuff like that, or boxy toe boxes where they're like real bubbly. This is not one of those shoes. They're real tapered and streamlined and stuff. So, you know, go true to size or up half a size, you should be good. Just pay attention. Again, it's women's sizing, so don't go and buy an 11 if you're an 11, because it's not going to be your size. Go up 1.5 sizes from your men's size, and that will be your women's size. You can always just Google the size charts, and it'll tell you and everything. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Do you actually have a pair? If you actually do, please leave your review down below in the comment section. If you do not have a pair, the only place that I've seen them in store so far has been Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's been this one. I would go over there if you have one locally. Do yourself a favor, try them on, see how they feel. Maybe come back to the video and be like, hey Chris, you were right. Or maybe you're gonna come back and be like, hey Chris, you were wrong. And to which I'd say, but with that being said, thank you so much for everything. We greatly appreciate you guys. You are the real MVPs, especially if you're in this Puma video, because we all know what happens when it's not Nike or Jordan. Unfortunate, but true. So again, I'm gonna take off because my tummy is rumbling. Oh, so much. Wow. I'm gonna go eat, but thank you so much for everything. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.